Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are finally doing a tips and tricks video for Life Makeover. I have been playing this game a little over a year now, I think, and I've made a bunch of videos so far, but no guide video. So today is the day I'm finally giving my first top 10 tips and tricks for this game. This is beginner friendly. Maybe if you've been playing for a longer time, you found out some tips that you didn't know yet, because I found out some things that I didn't know yet way too late in this game. So I hope I can prevent that for you. So without further ado, let's go straight in tip number 1. My first tip is going to be about gem consumption and how to get more gems. Basically, the best way to get gems is just doing your dailies every day and then maxing out the schedule here. Just make sure you always do this one and you're pretty much set. Sometimes you get them as a reward. They barely give out redeem codes, unfortunately, so there aren't that many ways to get them. If you are willing to spend them, I highly recommend getting the membership card. It's just like the most you can get for the least amount of money. I sometimes get the fashion code. I did this for this time because I really want the Samuel set. Don't always get it, kind of depends on the outfit, but if you were gonna spend, I would say get the membership pass. If you are completely free to play, please refrain from spending your gems on anything but the limited gacha. If you want to complete a full set, you will not be able to do this as a free to play, so I would advise waiting between a few rotations. It has not been confirmed in the global version if these sets do come back, but I think they do eventually, but it's gonna be a minute because again, this game has been out for like a year and we have not had any returns. So don't spend them on buying extra move, because sometimes you're playing a story and it says must and then you don't have enough moves. Do not spend them on it. I know how tempting it is. It's not worth it. You will get there eventually. Don't buy those. Same as for guild support. I already used mine, but this one is with diamonds. The second one, I would not do these either. It's not really worth it that much. You're not really in a rush for any of these things, so I would just go for the coin based one. Then going straight in tip number 2 is also in your guild. Make sure you're always in one too. Is spending in the store shop. So the store shop has 2 outfits which you can purchase twice, so make sure you don't accidentally do twice. I did sometimes, but you can recycle those to get extra recolors, but these are always here. Then we have these materials which refresh every week. Not these, the recolors, just these veins. I recommend buying these because one day you want to recolor an item and you won't have enough. The neon stars are to make like color gradient clothing. These are for the permanent gachas that are always here, which again you don't want to spend diamonds on. And then the vein is to like make the extended palettes for colors that are sometimes locked. That's what you use these for. So make sure you buy these every Monday. These are definitely worth your pearls. Then tip number 3 is about getting more coins. So once you have done your dailies, you can go up to your profile and then press vitality. So basically this is used to chat in the world chat, which not a lot of people do, and if you don't, like, you can just use this. So you have so much you can spend in every day, so just press exchange and it will convert to coins. So you can do this 20 times every day. So even though it's a little bit, it still gives you a coin boost every day, and I highly recommend doing this because not everyone uses these. Also, look how much I still have left, so don't forget to do this daily. Going into tip number 4 is also about getting more coins. So every day you can go into the shop, and then in the special offer, there's a lot of going on right now, you can go down and you see this one daily offer. This one costs 6 coins, but you get 888 in return plus 5 color charge tickets. So don't forget to buy this one as well. Again, a little goes a long way, especially if you do this a lot every day, because those coins you will need for a lot of things. Tip number 5, it's something I forgot always to do. So when you go into the story quest, you see on the top here it says Vienna challenge. If you click this will open a whole different section based on all the stories that you have done, and as you can see, they all have different goals. So if we go to the first chapter, you can see that you have to complete this challenge with certain achievements. So this one you have to get a perfect score with different sets, and then sometimes it says game with a certain amount of piece or a certain amount of color. If you are stuck with this, you can join the Discord server. They have a whole dedicated channel here to help you with these chapters. So they will sometimes say here, use specific palettes from 5, 12, and 13, and it will show you here which one you should use, or like which tag you should be using, because sometimes in game it can be confusing. So if you're stuck with these, highly recommend joining the official Life Makeover Discord because they have all the guides up in here. Then on to tip number 6. This one I found that I do the most, because normally when I do my pulls, I do them all in one go. I highly recommend, if you do all your pulls in one go and you got a bunch of new items, same as for the regular ones, is to go into your endorsement queen and then resetting the sets. So basically this runs for a long time, but if you get a lot of new items, sometimes the items that you receive are better than the current score that you have, I would say go after you've done a lot of pulls, go back in here, press endorsement, and as you can see here it says highest, so this is the highest one you've used, and if you press recommended, sometimes these items will change depending on what you have pulled for, and this can highly change your boost before the end of the season. And if you forget to do that, you can miss out on a lot of extra score boost because you have better items that you're using. Then my next tip is about allies. So you have 3 different ones, SSR, SR, and R. R are really easy to get and do not invest anything in them. As you can see, they're all 1 star for me, all level 1. I do not waste any time on this because SR are just way more worth investing your materials and money in because it gets quite expensive. So I have a few SRs that I got pretty high up, mostly because I'm a simp for Gerald, but also because some of them are pretty good. And then the SSR are definitely worth getting all the way up to the last level. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that in the regular always here gachas is also SSRs and SRs, and if you were to pick and choose which one you really wanted to invest into, I would say any of these because the chance of you pulling a duplicate and using the charge to even boost it even more is bigger than for the limited one, because for the limited one you could maybe pull for it but then it won't be back for a long time, so you won't have extra charges. If you had to choose, I would go for the ones that are like always here, but personally I leveled them all up to level 80, and then again I invested a lot in SRs. Just keep in mind, just don't waste it on DR. Then we are going to the dressing room and on to tip number 8, but this one is kind of a bonus one, so this is 8.1 I guess. I saw this one on Reddit, so really a big thank you to user Unoriginal because I wouldn't have known without them, but this is like kind of neat. So if you did the dragon set and you pulled the little dragon handheld, if you remember, that looks like this, and I said that's cute. There's like a little icon here you can press and you can change it to a big dragon. You could have a whole big dragon in the background, and that is so cool. I didn't know, a lot of people didn't know, so again thank you for Unoriginal on Reddit for posting this because this is a really cool, so keep that in mind if you have pulled for dragon. Now we'll go on to actually number 8 of the tips is that you can recolor makeup, which is so cool. So when you're in the makeup section here, you can press dye and then you can change some things like the eyeshadow, lipstick, and blush. The other ones unfortunately are not available for dyeing, but it makes a huge difference because it's also a big problem in this game that a lot of the makeup does not look good on dark skin, and with these little bit of tweaks you can kind of make them look better. So if you have difficulties with that, check this out. So with one lip shade I can change it into 4 different ones, and you can also change the opacity on this, so if you don't like how strong it is, and some of them have like completely different shades, so this is really fun to check out. When I found out about this, I was shook. I was so excited because I'm so long on a lot of makeups, right? And then same goes for eyeshadow. That makes a huge difference. Look at this blue one. It even has 2 different compartments you can dye, so you can really make it your own. So another way to customize your gameplay. Then tip number 9 is after you have created your whole look, you can go into the scenes, and if you've ever been like, oh, I wish I had set color because I'm kind of stuck on what I have, because there aren't that many backgrounds, you gotta change that honestly. You can select, for example, the mixed color one. Again, it has a little icon here at the bottom, so if you see next here you see change palette, and you can change what the sides look like. There aren't that many options, but a few colors still. Look, this looks way better on my outfit than it did with the yellow. And there's also a green screen option, which is always available here on the side, which is great for video editing and such. And if you want to use these as overlays, there's also not any shading here, so this is really nice as well. And tip number 10 is once again for pictures which you can take in your house. I always forget to do this, but you can literally just build backdrops in your house or just get a special place to build backdrops so you can have more picture options. But one day you're going to be logging in and it's going to be not so nice weather. I have luck today, but if you press photo here on the top, there's a lot of things you can change. So you have the same settings as usual, but you have also the weather settings here in the top, so you can change the amount of wind. As you can see, the wind and the way the wind is blowing. You can change the time of day, and you can change what kind of weather it is. So I always forget to check this out. If you feel like you don't have enough backgrounds, I highly recommend just trying to play around in your house, and again with the time of day and stuff, because sitting on a swing in a snowstorm is the most fashionable thing you can do, honestly. Let me know down below if I mentioned something you didn't know yet, because I'd love to hear if I taught anyone anything new, especially the dragon one. I feel like barely anyone knew, so that's really cool. I might do another one in the future if I can get some more tips and tricks. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing or becoming a member. I make a lot of live makeover pool videos and stuff. They're really fun. Also, I'm live every Saturday here on YouTube playing fashion games and other cozy games. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!